it's so comforting. Thank you, Shaila, for your artwork. It adds so much to the beauty and love here to have that as our background. Well, hello out there.
Hello.
If my voice fades at any time, just maybe give me one of these. I'll do my best to keep it flowing. All right, so miraculously, so you're already having miracles since I walked in here. I didn't know the Daily Word was going to talk about transformation, which is what my talk title is, Transformation and Miracles. Get up there and stay. So, beautiful day. Glad to share it with you. Looking out at all your loving faces makes it all possible. So, I've been reflecting on my topic of transformation and miracles and the reality of impermanence. It makes me realize the importance of being present in the moment. Easier said than done, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So not needing to be perfect, just being real. Being the best version of myself possible. And so I take time to smell the roses, to express my loving nature wherever I am. And I'm glad that you are here to share your greater self and your loving nature with all of us today.
Oh.
I'd like to read you Salutation to the Dawn. It's beautiful calligraphy from Sanskrit. Jerusha gave me this many moons ago. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. For yesterday is already a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. Look well, therefore, to this day.
Beautiful. Wow.
So have you enjoyed Table Mountain or the spring flowers this year? Yes?
Yes.
Pretty amazing, pretty amazing. The renewal that comes with spring. You know, I truly have, and how inspiring it is to have living proof of creation process of life, death, rebirth. Life wants to express itself in the form of beauty, of fragrance, even through fire and rain. Life wants to express itself through laughter and through tears, and through the reality of impermanence. It makes us more aware of how strong the life force energy is, and that it is in everything. A special blessing to Shaila's cousin this morning, who's in the cycle of life, death, rebirth. And we know that angels will come for him at the right time, and he'll be free. So, blessings. One of my topics today is the campfire. So, there may be times when I go like this, there may be times when you'll find comfort in putting your hand on your own heart. It's 5 months later, and we continue to reflect upon this tragic event and begin to see transformation and even miracles. How do we process the trauma from a life event we all recently experienced? Spiritual teachings tell us not to avoid, but be present with strong emotions. Be patient. Say hello. I see you. I honor and nurture those lower emotions that we have as human beings, humans being. I have trouble even saying the word fear because it might stick on to me. So, you know, those words that have a charge to them, those emotions that we all experience. from time to time, and campfire was so intense for all of us. So I'm going to kind of touch on that a little bit on my talk today. Here are some tools for transformation that we often hear when faced with difficult times in our lives. Sometimes they help to calm and soothe us. This too shall pass. Give it a tincture of time. Breathe in, breathe out. Let go and let God. Observe, don't absorb. Say stop, say out. Practice non-attachment. As Ram Dass said, don't get caught. Here comes a thought. You didn't go with it. Don't get caught. Most spiritual teachings encourage us to love whatever arises as an opportunity to grow and to awaken. Everything is here to support our growth, our awakening, our ability to love what is. This book has been very instrumental in my awakening recently. Whatever arises, love that. Matt Kahn is an awesome spiritual teacher. You'll find him on YouTube, and wonderful books. So he tells us that if it wasn't for you, it wouldn't be in front of you. And so love what arises. Because and when we heal, the world around us is affected by that healing, and we all are lifted up a little higher. He also says, you deserve more love, not less. So as we come to those parts of us that are hard to love, I believe one example is, I find it hard to love that part of me that feels fear. So that's the part of us we need to love. It's calling for us to be present and nurture that along like a little child, that part of us, that innocent part of us. And remember that we deserve more love, not less. So we can design our lives in such a way that we honor that we honor that part of us that deserves more love. So, November 8th, 2018. Sirens, fire trucks, first responders, National Guard, all boots on the ground. Crackling, popping sounds, panic is in the air. A thick gray blanket hovered over the land. Fire took lives and homes and crushed the spirits of tender souls. A raging force scorched the earth. A collective fog of shock, of disbelief swept across the land in all directions. Old-growth trees exploded in raging firestorm. Animals scattered. The earth was scorched. Everything in its path melted into unidentifiable forms. The magnitude, the weight of heavy hearts hovered across the land of paradise. Through the black smoke, in the midst of the firestorm, the emotional storm, I sensed, I felt, a band of angels in full force had come rushing in to usher lost souls to higher realms. No time for goodbyes. A moment of silence. Let us pray. We ask, O Great Spirit, for understanding, to understand transformation as an ongoing process of life, death, and rebirth in all of nature. We strive for increased awareness to see miracles of rebirth in all of nature, in all life forms. Deep breath. With God, all things are possible. Only believe. We are safe and powerful to transform energy into love and beauty and light. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God protects us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. All is well. If you'll do a little moving meditation with me here, if it feels right for you, we're going to just bring our hands up, and we're going to receive all the light and love from the higher realms, and bring that in and rest it right in our heart center. And then we're going to offer it back out into the world. And then we come in for an embrace. Embrace your beautiful heart, and then sweep free, get clear, and begin again. Open to receive beautiful light, beautiful love, beautiful spirit of all that's good and holy. Rested at your heart center, this beautiful heart that deserves so much love. And then offer it out, offer it out. And then come in for an embrace. Always come home to your true self, that God within, and then sweep free. And that's our cycle. We begin over and over and over, bringing it in. Once again, bring it in. Beautiful light, sparkling energy, resting on that beautiful heart. Offer it out. Come home to embrace that beautiful spirit, your once-in-a-lifetime miracle that you are, this body temple, and the greatness of your spirit and your soul within. Get free. Beautiful. So that's one way we can recycle energy. I love moving meditation. I love moving because we can move energy through our miraculous body temple. All right, so in a heightened state of presence, I watched tragedy bring out the best in human nature as story after story. And they're still coming in, by the way. Thank you, Bright Star, for that story today and for all that you share and all that you have
gone
thrived through. Bless you. Yeah, and all of you that have Paulette, that have James, that I know are in that cycle of rebirth, life, death, and rebirth. Your lives are being recreated. People were transformed from judgment to compassion, from a sense of lack to generosity. We saw selfless giving of living space, sharing of resources on all levels across all lands, far, far beyond our own. Our beloved church was generously giving and receiving financial support to share with members and our precious thrivers. Your ongoing tithes were instrumental in doing God's work in our community. This is when giving and receiving are the same energy flow. So there's just this flowing in and out of giving and receiving, and the miracle of watching it all add to the growth and the beauty and the love in our lives. So, deep breath. Miraculous. Transformation had already begun. I've seen hearts deepen. I've heard minds soften. No need to sweat the small stuff, right? We've had lambs born, right? A miracle of a baby lamb being there for that birth process. Our greater selves awakened and stepped up to serve in whatever way possible, to love, serve, and remember. Love, serve, and remember. Remember who you are. Remember our source of strength and guidance. We are God's hands and feet. We are God's voice. Yes, impermanence dropped us to our knees. In respectful remembrance now, we pause to give thanks to the miracles that follow. Just take a moment, feel that energy moving through you, and know that it is moving through. In Tonglen meditation, you bring that you're in whatever that uncomfortable emotion is coming in, and it's cleansed through your heart center. And goes back out and up as an offering to all those who suffer even greater than us. So keep moving it through, keep moving it through. So now from the transformation, the miracles, from the dark, quiet depths of the earth, life reappears in all its glory. A resurrection of abundant life. This is truly the most lush season I have ever seen on Table Mountain. Have some of you got a chance to see that, or at least to walk around town and see the beauty, the rebirth, the transformation? Massive wildflowers in all colors and shapes, as far as the eye can see. I found the amazing fragrance intoxicating to my spirit. I've never in my life seen so many waterfalls. I once heard a shaman prescribe waterfalls for healing. 3 waterfalls a day. You know, when you stand by a waterfall, anytime you're near water, it's cleansing. There's so much life force in the movement of that water and that beautiful sight. I don't know that you can see this, but I brought a picture of a waterfall once upon a time on a walk on Table Mountain. I mean, just to have that visual is, I don't know, it's right there. You're looking at God. You're looking at God right there. God is life. God in nature. God in us. So my eyes, my heart, my soul were nourished by the sight of rolling green hills, snow caps on distant mountains, and thousands of grateful, happy people are all harmoniously out to share the transformation, the miraculous return of spring. People in circles sitting on the ground having a picnic. Lots of little dogs coming along with and the baby on the backpack, and total harmony. I've heard there were at least 1,000 people on the mountain that Saturday.
Wow.
I usually avoid a crowd, but I was so glad to be steeped in that much harmony and joy. It was amazing. If one word could describe the collective energy of that Saturday, it would truly be gratitude. 1,000 grateful hearts, all experiencing a day of appreciation of the beauty of the flowing creeks that once were dry. Gratitude for the extraordinary natural setting, for taking photos to eagerly share with loved ones and with the world, if you're on Facebook. We're out there, so much beauty to share. Happiness is the word I'll choose to describe my nourished spirit and the collective energy of the day. I truly felt that I was part of one world family. Grateful, happy, blessed. In the words of Thich Nhat Hanh, now here's another of my dear, precious monk here. Thich Nhat Hanh. This is the book Being Peace, well worn, well used. Going back to the idea of the suffering. Suffering is not enough. And there we are, laying on the earth on Table Mountain, a little dry. It says, life is filled with suffering, but it is also filled with many wonders, like the blue sky, the sunshine, the eyes of a baby. And to suffer is not enough. We must also be in touch with the wonders of life. They are within us and all around us, everywhere, anytime. Sweet simplicity. The Sufis say, God is the breath within the breath. The Bible says, pray unceasingly. Some say your life is a prayer, and that God is ever present. I have a little story I'm going to share. It's a skit, and I'm going to have to be two people. Okay, so the movie is Queen of the Desert with Nicole Kidman. Watch it over again and over again. So Nicole is out in the desert on a very good mission of her own. And she has this Bedouin man who is there to protect her and care for her on her journey like a guide. He's got these long robes, you know, living out in the desert as he does, very natural. And he approaches her. I'm going to be her on this side and him over here. He approaches her and he's holding an egg in his two hands. And he says, Miss, how do I cook this for you? There are no eggs in the desert. You boil it, she says. For how long? For 10 minutes. There are no minutes in the desert.
That's true.
There are no minutes in the desert. She goes, for the length of a prayer. For the length of a prayer. Ah, ever present. The length of a prayer, ever present. So I love that story. And it just reminds me that God is ever present. Wherever we are, God is, right? Yeah. Don't we say that and sing that? Mm-hmm. Ever present. So let's make our lives a living prayer. Let's make God a living God. A loving God. Ever present. I'm so filled right now with love for you all. And I know that what I'm sharing with you is also in your own hearts, your very own hearts. And I want to just say in closing, if you would join me in putting your hands to prayer pose and do a call and response. The loving light in me.
The loving light in me
Cherishes the loving light in you.
cherishes the loving light in you.
And when we are in that place together,
And when we are in that place together,
there is no separateness.
there is no separateness.
I love you all.
I love you.